So hi Nilarka, congrats for ISI first of all.
And thank you
And
so much, sir.
yeah, please tell about yourself and your schooling, your college, and your journey till now. In brief, and then we'll start asking questions. Yeah.
So I did my schooling in Don Bosco, Bandel. I had science with physics, chemistry, maths, and computer science in
Hmm.
my classes 11 and 12. I got 97% overall with a
12.
100 in, yeah, with
Okay.
a 100 in computer science in
Hmm.
my ISC exam.
Hmm.
But after that, I was not very interested in medical or engineering.
So
That's
you
why
know.
yeah,
Hmm.
that's why I took economics honors
Hmm.
because it had lots of applications of maths.
Hmm.
So that is why I took that subject. So
And
I did my graduation from the Sri Rampur College, University of Calcutta, and
okay.
then in my third year, I wanted to go for masters. So
Hmm.
I joined ecopoint, and after that, it has been such a wonderful journey and such a lovely experience
Hmm.
for more than 1 year. I still remember that I think it was the first week of May when I joined.
Hmm.
From that time to here, like when I started, I I knew absolutely nothing. Like I knew very few things which were not even 1% of what is to be known for getting into the ISI.
Hmm.
So whatever happened is all because of you and me.
Oh,
That is
you
what I wish
work
to say.
hard. I mean, one thing about this, about Serampur College, I
Yeah.
just want to share. I think this is the college in which Gurudeva also went, Paramahansa
Okay.
Yogananda ji.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And in Serampur, Yukteswar ji has his ashram also in
Okay.
Seram. I think it is not very near to Calcutta, but still near to Calcutta. I
No,
don't
it
know.
is like
Hmm.
20 to 25
Kilometers.
kilometer travel.
Because I've been reading his book, so I know his college was in Serampur, which was
Acha.
near his ashram, or Yukteswar ji's
Acha.
ashram. So,
Acha. Okay.
anyways, okay. So, which books you followed for my?
So what I wish to say is that I did not follow any book.
Oh, uh,
No, 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 no book. Because whatever you gave, whatever you taught,
uh,
those were like so vast and comprehensive that I did not feel the need to study any book.
hmm.
Whoever is joining EcoPoint this year, I would like to give them just one suggestion regarding this, that even if you do not study any book, do
No,
watch the
I would want to stop in there. I mean, I don't want anybody to take up that suggestion. I still want people to read books apart from notes also. There are different people coming from different backgrounds, and I do not want to suggest in any way that whatever these
what
seniors.
I wanted to say is that the
Hmm.
basic videos
Hmm.
should be completed
Hmm.
within half a month,
Huh.
making notes and then studying each and every definition, proof which you have done in those basic lectures,
Hmm.
because those build up the foundation, the base for what we actually learn in the live classes in the actual course.
So I
So
want to
that's
add up
very simple.
one point. One, I would never suggest anyone not to read any book, right? You should read books apart from notes also. What he has done or what anyone else has done, I don't know. And but the point is that you should read books also side by side. But having said that, we have made many basic videos for you. So if you can just, for example, just 15 days or 16 days, you can just see all basic videos of Micro 1 and Micro 2, just write them. अभी उस समय if you don't want to read any book, you don't want to read any book, but just write all of them, and then you read any book, you will start understanding very well what's going on, right? So
If,
that is the
if
point I want to tell. Huh.
if somebody starts studying a book without going through the basic lectures, I
Hmm.
feel that he will not be able to understand the perspective of the author. And because he will fail to understand, he might lose interest in the subject. So
No,
what I feel is that the foundation should be built through those lectures, and after that they can study books.
well, what he says is right, but I do not. What do you call? I'm not proposing this, that you guys don't read books, or you, because there are other people who can just read books and understand. So we cannot generalize it in
I
any.
was not among them.
Okay, okay. I mean, so I mean, there are different sets of people who can understand things in a different way. So there are people. I mean, so generally, what advice I used to give to people when they ask me how to go about basic videos, I say just read, go about 5 or 6, 7 videos, and then read few chapters. You will understand everything. Then again, read 5, 6, 7 videos. Then again, read the chapter. You will understand anything. And what he said is also fine. Complete up in 15 days all the basic videos, right?
Yes.
And you're done. I mean, you know what basically Varian is trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Right? So
True.
that is one thing of going about it. But there are people who understand it better from books. So
Mm.
that's your choice altogether. And giving basic videos is just one way. It was our way of helping you. There are other videos available on the internet also. You can see whatever you want, right? But the way we have thought about them was what will be really useful to you for this particular paper. That is we where we tried to help. Okay, so
And
I
another
still
thing,
want. Mhm,
the books are written by very popular authors,
mhm,
but I feel that for any entrance of our level, one book is not sufficient. So the best thing I liked about your basic lectures is that you took parts from Varian, from
mhm.
Snyder, and even I recall that one homotheticity lecture
Uh,
you took from some mathematical methods for economics book, and
hmm,
then you made that lecture, which
hmm.
was very easily understandable.
So
So
that,
that is
yeah,
the advantage of the basic lectures, that you get materials from all books in those set of videos, all
oh,
the
he's
relevant
smart.
material.
I mean, he understood that I have not taken up homothetic preferences from Varian or Nicholson.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
took it from Simon and Bloom.
yeah,
So
same.
just to give a better perspective on homothetic preferences. So, but there are different people who understand things differently. So that is the reason. So it is your choice of how to go about things. But having said that, you have done basic videos and you have not read books. I still want to ask you which books, if at all, you're going to recommend. But I mean, again, I'm going to differ from him in one respect. One, that I would rather say read one book. It is our job to do 3 or 4 books and present it to you, whether in free videos or in classes. But your job is to do just one book, because you cannot do three, 4 books. I know it.
Yeah, the
I
time is
know,
limited. People
because
have their colleges also, some are working in jobs.
मुझे
So
and
time
it is,
is limited.
yeah, I know it from the perspective of 90% of people. I mean, there will be outliers who can do
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
anything at any time. But
yeah,
बेटा, मुझे पता है कि अगर हम एक ही तरीके के एक बुक अच्छी तरीके से कर लेंगे ना, तो हमारे मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हमारे को 95% लोगों से ज्यादा समझ में आ जाएगा। मैं
yes,
सच बता रहा हूँ तुम्हारे को,
very
दिस इज ट्रू। लेकिन वी हैव टू गो थ्रू द एंटायर प्रोसेस। हम ना, हमारी जनरली ये एक तरीके का वो रहता है कि अरे वेरिएंट तो बहुत आसान है, पहले तीन चार चार
No, it
पांच
is not
चैप्टर
easy.
पढ़े और उसके बाद पता लगा वेरिएंट विल स्टार्ट टेकिंग इट्स कलर फ्रॉम 7th or 8th चैप्टर ऑनवर्ड्स। और वेरियन जैसे ऑथर ना इतनी बड़ी बड़ी बातें एक एक शब्द में लिख के चले जाते
Yeah,
हैं। आई मीन, इट इज अ वेरी क्रिप्टिक बुक। मुझे ऐसा कई बार लगता है, आज भी हम लोग पढ़ते हैं तो मुझे, अरे इसका तो ये इंटरप्रिटेशन भी हो सकता था। और उन्होंने कितने आराम से लिख दिया, लिखा उन्होंने एक एक चीज है। बट वो हमारी 12th क्लास की बुक्स नहीं है कि
no, 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 that is
निकल
the thing.
के वो उन्होंने ढंग से लिख दिया है कि हाइलाइट्स बना बना के। नथिंग लाइक दैट। सो वी विल हैव टू डिसाइफर देम, धीरे धीरे उनको डिकोड करना पड़ेगा। या सो you saying one book, or you saying no book, one book?
No, like I didn't study any book that well, but then I would say that the chapters on welfare economics, that is towards the end in variant, those
Hmm.
are very nice.
They
Like
were very
compared to
nice.
the beginning chapters, those ending chapters I felt were much more better.
Absolutely. But without going through the initial chapters, you can't just straight away go to
Yeah,
welfare economics.
obviously,
Won't
obviously,
make sense. ये
obviously.
की है
That's
कि
obvious.
और होता क्या है वेरिएंट के अंदर मुझे पता है ना, बिकॉज एज अ स्टूडेंट ये मेरे साथ भी हो, अरे ये तो बजट कंस्ट्रेंट, अच्छा ये तो, और बजट कंस्ट्रेंट में भी जैसे ही वो फूड स्टैम्प प्रोग्राम का है तो वो छोड़ दिया, फिर अब एमआर से तो हो गया, अब कुछ और करते हैं तो वो छोड़ दिया, ये नहीं करना अपने को।
True,
तो
true.
अपने को पूरा चैप्टर करना ही करना है मोरलेस।
Yes,
अच्छा,
true.
दूसरा
Absolutely.
मैक्रो के लिए,
Hmm?
मैक्रो के लिए
For macro, actually, what happened was that you started that course like macro towards the end of November, I think. And
ऑफ
and
नवंबर।
yeah, so at that time you started taking double classes.
हम्म
So I couldn't even grasp the lectures at the beginning, and I couldn't even think about starting a book. But then what I did was that I watched the recordings again and again. I made notes. Sometimes what happened is that in the class I couldn't write them in a very neat way. So I again watched those and I made neater, better notes.
हम्म
So what I wish to tell is that every candidate goes through some ups and downs. Like
हम्म
there will be times when you won't be able to understand, and that is normal. But the thing is, what I what what I feel is that if you have decided upon like मुझे ISI जाना है, तो
हम्म
you need to be consistent.
हम्म
So even if you can't understand something, you have to watch the lecture again and again. Three
हम्म।
times, 4 times, you have to consult with other students, and then you will be able to do it. But then you can't leave out a topic or say this is not important. Whatever we are taught here is the least that we have to do.
अच्छा, दूसरा वन थिंग विच आई जस्ट वांटेड टू टेल वाज कि जैसे मैक्रो के लिए भी हमको ये पता है कि मैं हमेशा ये कह रहा था बच्चों से, पहले रजिस्टर्स कर लो, उसके बाद यू वांट टू रीड ब्लैंकर्ड, यू रीड ब्लैंकर्ड, यू वांट टू रीड डॉन बुश, यू रीड डॉन बुश, तुम्हारे को सब समझ में धीरे धीरे आने लग जाएगा। बट यू मुझे पता है, मुझे मैक्रो के साथ ये प्रॉब्लम है, मैक्रो के लिए मैं कॉन्फिडेंटली ये नहीं कह सकता कि बस एक बुक कर लो,
Yes.
लेकिन मैं बच्चों को ये भी नहीं कह सकता कि तुम 2 बुक्स करो। माई प्रॉब्लम इज
One
दैट
difficulty about macro, I feel, is that many authors approach the same topic in a different fashion.
डिफरेंट वे। हाँ।
Like in blank card, you will see that initially the DLM curve is always horizontal
हाँ।
because they are doing that interest rate
इस
targeting.
हम्म
Whereas in Don Bush, you will see that the DLM curve is upward slope, which means that they are targeting money supply.
हम्म
So the thing is that you have to understand the perspective of the author for macro. So that is why I feel that studying books for macro consumes a lot more time. So we should follow the approach that you are following.
तो
That will be better for the
मुझे
entrance.
लेकिन अगेन मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि सिर्फ नोट्स पढ़ो। मैं कहीं भी ये नहीं कह रहा ऑन रिकॉर्ड कि मैं बस ये कह रहा हूँ कि तुम नोट्स के साथ साथ वो जरूर पढ़ो बुक। लेकिन मेरा बस ये उस समय भी ये कहना था कि तुम 1 1.5 2 महीने की क्लास हो जाने दो मैक्रो की, उसके बाद यू रीड रेलेवेंट चैप्टर्स, यू विल अंडरस्टैंड इट, एंड आई नो इट विद कॉन्फिडेंस कि तुम कर सकते हो, वो फिर तुमको समझ में आने लग जाएगा। बट एंड देन आई वांट टू टेल दिस कि निलारका वाज वन जो हर लाइव क्लास में आया था। And I want to tell one more thing. He was the one who has commented on every video of mine. So शायद कोई भी एक, जो भी हम YouTube पे वीडियो डालते हैं, कोई एक वीडियो भी शायद नहीं रहा होगा। अब आई एम गोइंग टू मिस हिम कि अब पता नहीं मैं वीडियोस डालूं तो उसके पास टाइम नहीं होगा कोई कमेंट करने का, बट देयर विल बी न्यू सेट ऑफ पीपल हु विल कम, वो शायद कमेंट करेंगे। बट ही वाज द वन, आई थिंक आप पिछले साल में जाके देख लीजिए, हर वीडियो पे उसने जरूर कमेंट करोगे, एंड दिस आल्सो गिव्स अस मोटिवेशन कि चलो कोई तो है जो सुन रहा है, एंड लेट्स मेक दैट सो कमिंग टू द क्लास हैविंग दैट डिसिप्लिन। और अगर किसी दिन नहीं आ पाए तो भैया उसी दिन रिकॉर्डिंग करो। अबाउट टेस्ट्स, यू हैव गिवन ऑल टेस्ट्स।
One thing I feel sad about is that before ISI, I think I should have given more tests. Like you told to give 40 or something, I gave only 10. But then but then what is more important is that towards the beginning, VD ma'am gives some few maths revisions and PA type tests.
हम्म
I think 50 or something like that.
हम्म
Those I did all, and not only once but 2 times.
Okay.
So the thing is that if your maths concepts are nice, then your logical thinking is also good, and that will also help you understand the economics also.
Hmm.
Because the logical part of our brain that that helps us in more than one way.
Hmm.
So what I feel is that maths, those 50 maths tests, those have to be done. Have to.
And you've given just say DSC type, you're saying, no, ISI type, you're saying you just did 10. I thought you did all
Yeah,
30.
but then I did not want to exit the course with sadness. So
Acha.
after ISI, I did 10 or 15 more. Yeah.
बट मैं मुझे फिर भी लगता है कि वो जो टेस्ट है ना, कोई भी जैसे असाइनमेंट भी होगा, इवन डी स्कूल प्रीवियस ईयर्स, आई से प्रीवियस ईयर्स,
Hmm.
वो आपके दिमाग को बहुत शार्प बनाते हैं.
Yeah,
मतलब दे विल
absolutely.
मेक योर माइंड वेरी शार्प. यू कांट जस्ट सिट इन द पेपर विदाउट डूइंग दोस पास्ट ईयर्स, विदाउट डूइंग दोस क्वेश्चंस. वो नहीं, वो इतने, दे आर लाइक द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस जो करने ही करने. लेकिन वो ऐसे नहीं करने, आज मैं 2004 कर रहा हूँ, आज मैं 2005 का पेपर कर रहा हूँ. दैट इज नॉट द वे. यू हैव टू डू इट कंसिस्टेंटली एज द कोर्स इज मूविंग. धीरे धीरे
Yeah.
द वे द क्वेश्चन शुड बी शोड, बिकॉज एक लेवल बढ़ता है उसके बाद और मुश्किल, बिकॉज पेपर में तो सारा एक साथ ही आता है. अच्छा,
Yes.
दूसरी चीज, फॉर नॉन डी स्कूल टाइप टेस्ट, जैसे अलग अलग पेपर्स थे.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know whether you've given Gokhale and
Yeah,
all.
all like
You've given
I
all. हाँ.
no, like
अच्छा,
CUET
ये
type
का
I
टेस्ट.
gave all.
हाँ.
CUET type I gave all.
हम्म.
I think Hyderabad type I gave all.
हम्म.
I think MSc type also I gave all.
हम्म.
So these are the tests which will help you for the Central University entrance test, because that is not like the previous D school pattern that differ.
Absolutely.
For
हम्म.
this, you need to know the theory very nice. But then after ISI, I made it a point to study theory definitions very nicely, and also give at least two exams a day.
Two exams a
That
day.
was my approach.
I want to add one point. Again, those D school previous years and ISI previous years are going to make you, are going to make your mind that sharp, which will be helpful for even theory papers.
Yes,
Even for
obviously.
Gokhale, even you can't just do, मैं चलो Gokhale टाइप ही करके चला जाता हूँ Gokhale के लिए ही. That
No,
is,
no, no, not at all.
you have to do all. You have to, वो entire process पूरा होना ही चाहिए, तभी वो फायदा. बिकॉज हम वही 5 टेस्ट करके नहीं जा सकते, वो 10 टेस्ट करके नहीं जा सकते. ऐसे सीयूटी में भी जो भी 10-12 टेस्ट मिले, सिर्फ वही नहीं, और भी you have
Or,
to do
yeah,
all.
obvious,
It should be a comprehensive approach which has to be taken up. Because
obvious.
अपने को पहले तो नहीं, कभी भी पता नहीं है कि पेपर में आ क्या जाएगा. Nobody knows that. So in any year the paper can evolve into any, जैसे आईएसआई के पेपर में देखो, I mean, in one year they have given little easier paper. In another year they have given very difficult paper. In the CUT. Okay, what was your CUT score?
I think I got 213 in section B and 272 overall. So
270 overall.
yeah,
There is there's a chance, let's say.
yeah, there is a chance.
So if given a chance between D school JNU and ISI, you are still going to ISI, or you will
Yeah,
switch?
obviously, obviously.
You will go for this.
It is near to my home, and secondly, like, who wants to leave 8,000 rupees a month?
That is there. Good, good, good. And
And
what?
especially for somebody from Bengal,
Hmm.
going to Delhi and then staying and accommodation and food, those will be expensive on my parents. So that
Acha,
side also I had to.
that is. But I think Ishan is coming to Delhi only.
Huh?
Ishan is coming to Delhi only.
Yeah, he's going.
And Ayan is in Kolkata
He's in
only.
Kolkata. Yeah.
आयान चक्रवर्ती इज इन
Fine.
कोलकाता. हाँ, तो वो उधर ही रहेगा. लेकिन ये उस मुझे पता नहीं था कि यू गाइस हैव फिल्ड अप कोलकाता और दिल्ली बिफोर. आई डोंट नो दैट.
I filled up Kolkata and I got that.
चलो ठीक है. एनी अदर एडवाइस व्हिच यू वांट टू गिव टू द फ्यूचर एस्पिरेंट्स?
Like, if you have decided upon the fact that I will do 15 past years over the next 2 weeks, you have to continue that even after 10 days, 11 days. And similarly, if you have decided upon attending classes, you have to do that throughout the year, like as much as possible.
मुझे,
The
अरे तू शायद दुर्गा पूजा के टाइम पे यू वर नॉट एबल टू अटेंड.
yeah, only that time, because it's not possible at that time. But other than that, like I attended almost daily. So I feel consistency is the key. And secondly, many people today say follow your passion, follow your mind. But the thing is that basically we cannot focus on one thing for a longer time.
Hmm.
So you have to understand that your passion will die down after some days. You have to yeah, that is the thing.
Hmm.
That like on some days you won't feel like doing it, but you still have to do it. So
So in
that is
जैसे
my advice, that you have to study even if you don't want to, at least like attend those 1.5 hours of live
classes.
classes, and after that take out 30 minutes to revise whatever was taught, even
Hmm.
if you do not feel like studying at all. This much has to be done per day as much as possible.
So we used to give you some messages that you have to now revise four lectures. I mean, for example, 4 lectures of macro. I mean,
Ah,
by October or so, we used to ask micro. So
hmm.
have you done those cycles, and how many cycles of revision you have done? That is the question.
I think by ISI, I think I did in 3 or 4 cycles.
Hmm.
And then after that, before the other exams like IGIDR and all, I did more 1 or 2.
Acha.
So the more times you revise, the more it gets into the brain. And secondly, another mistake I made towards the beginning was that I would try to study in such a manner that I won't have to study that again. Like I would read the same definition 5 times, 10 times.
Hmm.
That I thought that like this will be in my mind for the next 5 to 6 months. That
Hmm.
is not the thing. So
Hmm.
you have to go through the register once. You can't spend more than necessary time on a particular lecture, but the number of cycles is important, not
Oh,
the number of time you spend on one lecture in one cycle, but the
absolutely.
number of cycles is important, because
Wonderful.
the more times you flip through those notes, that picturization happens in the brain.
Absolutely. और दूसरा, so you did these many, and how many cycles of past years you have done? I'm asking this because doing revision of registers is very important. Doing past years cycles is very
Is
important.
very important.
But that can be done only towards the end of the macro course. वो तभी तो past years चालू करोगे, उससे पहले.
Another thing what VD ma'am told us about maths and stat is that,
Hmm.
like after a lecture gets over, if there were any past years which were solved in that lecture,
Hmm.
then irrespective of whether you could do that within the class or not, you have to solve that again after the lecture. That on one lecture day, I did 2 cycles of past year questions. And
Hmm.
then after that, obviously, I had to do again the past year papers in a time bound manner.
Hmm.
So the more number of times you do, the better it will be for you. Towards the end, too, I feel I even recall that which thing came in which year. Like, yeah,
हाँ.
yeah.
Even I mean,
So
this is fit in my mind कि अच्छा ये वाला
yeah,
क्वेश्चन है 2018 में आया है. This is there, so it is there.
like
That's
one
hmm,
Bomber Tobin question came way
2005.
back in DSC 2004.
2005.
Yeah, 2005.
हाँ. ठीक है. सो वी आर गोइंग टू मिस यू नीलारका, कि हमारे अब
Yeah.
वीडियोस को कौन कमेंट करेगा. वी
So
डोंट नो,
silent value.
because वीडियोस तो बनाते हैं, बट द पॉइंट इज आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी पीपल एक्चुअली सी. सो पीपल हु यूज्ड टू कमेंट, उससे पता लगता है कि इट इज वेदर इट इज हेल्पफुल टू देम और नॉट. So
Yes.
thank you very much. And one more question is
Yes. Okay.
asked from every student is,
Hmm.
so what now after ISI? You will get into job or you want to do PhD?
Well, I will be entering into a job, and like I wish to do some research work within these
Hmm.
2 years. And after that, I will be entering a job because I want to experience both at first. And then whichever I feel
is
I feel matches with my
uh,
character, the way I look at things.
mm,
I will be doing that accordingly. But one suggestion I wish to give to all, that even if you are going to other countries for higher studies,
mm.
do come back here, because the value
For
that you
sure.
will get over here, you
We
won't
need,
get
yeah,
that over here.
we,
Like a degree from London School of Economics, I feel is more valued here than
mm,
here.
mm.
So I feel is that do come here. Indians are also wonderful set of people, and so you will get the value that
Beautiful,
you
beautiful.
deserve over here.
बहुत अच्छी बात है भैया।
I wish
पढ़
to
के आ जाओ
share
यहाँ।
my opinion.
होना होना ये चाहिए कि तुमको अगर बाहर से पढ़ना है तो पढ़ो, लेकिन
Yeah,
आके यहाँ पे आईएसआई में पढ़ाओ, डी स्कूल में पढ़ाओ,
yeah.
जेएनयू। सो दैट इज
And
दैट।
and these days economics is being taught in IIT Kharagpur,
हाँ,
IIT Bombay. So you can be a faculty over there also, or
हम्म,
in some of the great management institutes.
हाँ, हाँ,
So
डेफिनेटली।
economics is something which is taught in many institutes.
हम्म।
So you won't have any difficulty in getting a faculty position.
So
So that is the way.
what I know for sure is that he is not going to work abroad. He will come back. ये तो
Yeah, I
पक्का है।
hope. I hope.
बाहर नहीं जाना
That's my
है।
that's
हाँ।
my pledge.
Thank you, Nilarka. All the best for life
Okay.
and do very well in ISI.
Okay, sir. Okay.
चल, बाय
Thank
बेटा।
you so much.
बाय।